not just surviving. I am not awake yet. But nevertheless, we are here. And I appreciate every single one of you, even if you don't like me for some weird, uncanny, ungodly reason. I appreciate all of you so much. Even I already just said that. Hold on, I need a sip of my coffee. Good morning and welcome to Raw and Unfiltered, where we talk about all the latest happenings of what this crazy timeline newscape has for us. If you are new here, say hello and where you're tuning in from. I like to get to know people. And my goal today is to look more at the camera and just eliminate as many filler words as possible. Doing these live shows has been difficult for me in many capacities, so I count on your feedback to then improve, and I appreciate all of you so much. Hold on, let me take a sip of coffee before I completely lose my mind. Okay. Alrighty. So, it is Tuesday, March 10th of 2026. Who knew that we would get this far? And let's start talking about some of the news, shall we? I entitled the live, "What is going on here?" because I truly don't even know where to start. Most of the time when I do these live streams, I have a process, I have a sequence of events where I can go from here to here, X, Y, Z. This morning, I am all over the place because the news is all over the place. So confusion is going to be a big part of today's live stream because what is going on? What is going on? So I appreciate every single one of you. Y'all are amazing. Please make sure to send some likes. I don't see anyone in here yet, but that's okay. It doesn't mean that there aren't people. You just might not be saying anything, and that's okay. If you've clicked on this video after it's been posted, guess what? I always say this, you're secretly my favorite. Because sometimes it takes a minute for people to jump into the live stream. But that was a coffee burp, by the way. That was a coffee burp. I needed that. I have a theory that when I do these live streams, I swallow air, which really sucks. So anyway, do we have anyone in here? 17 people? That was such a great burp. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss You Emma1. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Also, if my lip seems weird, I apologize. I bit it really bad yesterday. So I might be doing some weird things with my lips today. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of red and swollen, but it is what it is. So anyway, let's officially get started here because who girl, I don't even know where to start. Most of the time, I said this earlier, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating. Most of the time, whenever I do my live shows, there is a sequence of events, A, B, C, D, E, stories that all kind of line up in an order. This morning, I struggled really making the order because there are so many different things happening here. It's like a child's finger painting. It is all over the place. And I figured this might be the best place to start because this is just wild, all right? Trump declares Iran war nearly over. The war is very much complete, pretty much. Okay, so the war is complete. I don't know, did you all hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Miss You Emma? Did you hear that? The war is complete. Yeah, Pork Chop Black 591. Yeah, new friend, the war is complete. Did you hear that? The war is complete. Excuse me? You're saying that the war is complete? Where are my hands? Yeah, but how? I didn't hear about that. So hold on, is this the mission accomplished moment? Are we all supposed to then go out in the streets and start cheering because the war is complete? The war is complete, y'all. Did you not hear about this? How did you not hear about this? So President Donald Trump on Monday declared the war in Iran was very much complete. while issuing a grim warning to the country. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. The war is complete, but there's a warning. Okay, what was that? The president spoke on the phone with CBS News White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. I am so sorry if I mispronounced that. During their phone call, Trump suggested the war had been a success and that the operation was actually far ahead of schedule. Actually, some people say it's been a catastrophe, but I say it's a whopping success. That's what you should be talking about. Big success. You should have it come in onto the screen and have it just twiddly down, say big success. Big success, that's what it says. That's what it should be. Big success is sometimes what I call my member. Anyway, in a tweet thread detailing the call, Jiang said, and let me put it out here. In a phone interview, President Trump told me the war could be over soon. I think the war is very much complete, pretty much. They have no Navy, no communications, they've got no Air Force. He added that the U.S. is very far ahead of its initial 4 to 5 week estimated time frame. So hold on. How is it that we destroyed all of their military so quickly? Why did we go in and bomb a country if there's such a big threat to us? But yet within a week, we have completely gutted their whole infrastructure yet again. This is exactly what happened in July of 2025. They're like, we have to go after Iran because of their nuclear weapons. And then all of a sudden, Trump was like, all right, mission accomplished. We killed, we bombed and destroyed all of their nuclear weapons. Like, what is wipe that makeup off, boy? I love how you think I'm wearing makeup. I'm sorry, I got distracted with a hater's comment. I love how you think I'm wearing makeup. That makes my day. Because I did my skincare routine last night and that is just what I needed. Truth be told, I do have a little touch-up filter going on. So there's my touching filter, but you know, I'm honored. But did you all hear? The war is over. The war is over. According to Trump, the war is over. They've got no Air Force. They've got no Navy. We're very far ahead of our 4 to 5 week estimated time frame. I think the war is pretty much complete. And so I was like, okay, is this Trump's mission accomplished moment? Naturally, a lot of people were responding this way over X and putting up Trump in place of Bush, saying very complete, pretty much. Instead of just mission accomplished, it's very complete, pretty much. I love that so much. And I loved this response. Trump says he didn't lose. He just won so hard he decided to quit. Oh, that is facts. Facts. Absolute facts here. Other people responded, Demon says, not so fast. Quotum, not reached yet. And it's Netanyahu standing on top of a casket. Things are spiraling out of control economically, and Trump is clearly feeling the heat. There is no grand plan. It's just mess right now. In the end, it will all seem a bit pointless. Trump is looking for an off-ramp because he knows things are not good and will get exponentially worse each day. I also think that Trump is looking for a way to then try and quell public outrage about this war. And so, you know, he's trying to whisper sweet nothings into the news's ear, but then also satiate his warmongering base. Stand by, and there's mission accomplished. That's what you say when you have no exit plan. Declare victory, and then when the going gets tough, declare victory when the going gets tough. Ooh, I cannot read this morning. Sounds like classic Trump taco to me. Yeah, 100%. And so, because blowing crap up, unaliving hundreds indiscriminately, including your own troops, which now the death toll is up to 8 Americans, by the way, with no obvious plan and then effing off to the bar for self-congratulatory beer is really going to help pacify the region. So if you didn't hear, the war is is very much completely over. It's over. We don't need anyone to talk about it anymore. The war is over. Have you not heard? The war is done. It's kaput. There's nothing else happening. You know, there's no more violence. No more violence. There's no more war. No war today. Not today war. No more war. All right. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we got no more war. And by the way, speaking of no more war, as for the Strait of Hormuz, Trump noted that ships are moving through now, but he is thinking about taking it over. Okay, so wait a minute, hold on. There's no war, but you're thinking about taking over area of another country? You mean like invading it, taking over their land, their sovereignty for that thing? For those people who do not know, the Strait of Hormuz, and this is actually the incorrect spelling of strait in this instance. I would know that as a gay person. Calm down, it's just supposed to be funny, okay? And it's supposed to be Strait, because that's, the Strait of Hormuz is basically a waterway in which a lot of oil tankers travel so that they can supply oil for the rest of the world. And right now, the Strait of Hormuz has been closed because of this conflict that's been happening. And so the reporter said, as for the Strait of Hormuz, Trump noted that ships are moving through now, but he's thinking of taking it over. So the war is very much complete, but then he's thinking about taking over another part of that region. Like, how is that possible? Trump warned Iran they've shot everything they've had to shoot, and they're better off not trying anything cute, or it's going to be the end of their country. Whoa there, dude. Whoa there. Hold on. You're saying that the war is very much complete. Kaput. It's done. I don't know what else y'all are talking about. The war is over, pretty much. And then all of a sudden you also say, you know, the Iranians, they've shot everything they can shoot. You know, they've done everything they can, and they better not try anything cute, you know, or it's going to be the end of their country. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Let's just take Trump's statement on face value. You're saying that they've shot everything that they can shoot, basically meaning that their military doesn't have much left or anything left. How would, with their lack of resources based on your setup, your framing there, how could they try anything cute if they don't have any military or weapons or infrastructure? This guy doesn't clearly think. Like, he contradicts himself in the same sentence. It's so stupid. And then it's going to be the end of that country. You cannot claim that the war is over and then you're like, but if you step out of line, it's going to be the end of your country. Like, this man clearly doesn't know what he's doing or what he wants. He can't say the war is over and then say, you step out of line, it's the end of your country. And yet, we, the United States, are apparently the ones that are on the right side of morality here. That we are not somehow aiding and abetting all this conflict in the Middle East. I'm saying this is a born and bred North Carolinian. That right now, the United States, we are acting pretty badly. We are stirring the pot in that region. I don't condone Iran for the way that they treat their citizens or the way that they run their country. No, I don't like it. Though it doesn't seem like they really posed a threat to us. Yet we decided to bomb them, and now they're bombing us back, which is awful, unaliving our own citizens. And somehow we're constantly like poking and prodding, and then we're like, America, stop trying to clutch your pearls. You started crap. Don't then be like, it's gonna be the end of your country if you step out of line. Like, and then the war is over. Make up your mind. It truly, it's blasphemous. Okay, why am I getting loading screen? This is really annoying. I hate when that happens. So, right now, I truly don't know, and just to be very clear, I truly don't know if the Strait of Hormuz is actually open. I don't think that it is. If you all know something more, then please put it in the chat here. This is the Strait of Hormuz. That's what this is. The gray part is the land. The white part is the water, and you can see Hormuz up there. I believe that's like a little island. This is the little waterway. These are supposed to all be like oil tankers and ships and stuff like that. Passing through this Strait of Hormuz is this little arch area. And it doesn't really look like things are moving according to what I'm able to gather. Of course, I don't know everything on that topic. It's the real crux of this story is not whether it's open or closed. That's not what I'm trying to communicate. What I'm trying to communicate is the fact that Trump flip-flops so hard when it comes to his messaging. Is the war over? Is it not over? Are we just gonna threaten them? Are we gonna bomb them more? Do we wanna bomb them more? Like, what is going on? What is going on? This man is clearly mad. He can't make up his mind. He can't make up his mind. And how many more countries do I have to bomb before I get the Nobel Peace Prize? That's another thing. He abducts the leader of Venezuela. He indiscriminately just bombs Iran. Preemptively just decides to bomb Iran. And he has the gall, the audacity, the nerve, the gumption to then say, I am the peace president. I am the peace president. Imagine a bully walking up to you, smacking you in the face, and then saying, I'm the most peaceful person ever. That's gaslighting. Trump is like the biggest gaslighter ever. And I'm sorry, but America being caught up in this drama, I'm over it. I'm done. As an American, I'll tell you, I'm done. I'm done with the drama. Leave other countries alone. Focus on our own. Isn't that what you MAGA people wanted when you said America first? Thing is, Democrats, we knew that he was lying. That's why we don't fall for the propaganda and crap. But you know, he contradicts himself in every single fashion. So let's continue on with this. Trump promises to bomb Iran 20 times harder if it restricts the flow of oil. But wait a minute, hold on. Pause. I thought the war was over. I thought the war was pretty much complete. I thought the war was nearly over, pretty much complete. So, are we gonna then bomb them 20 times harder? What's going on? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Trump promises to bomb Iran 20 times harder if it restricts the flow of oil. Yeah, of course we invaded the Middle East for oil, you know. In a post to his Truth Social account on Monday night, last night, President Donald Trump threatened to bomb Iran 20 times harder if Iran restricts the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Thank you all, I see you sending likes, I appreciate that. This narrow waterway, which lies between the Gulf of Oman, the country of Oman, and the Persian Gulf, has been effectively closed to most commercial shipping since the conflict with Iran began on February 28th, so like last Saturday. Maritime traffic through the strait has dropped at least 70%, a major disruption for oil and gas shipments as approximately 13 million barrels of oil move through the waters daily. This is why we also have seen an increase in oil prices here in the United States. Early Monday, a spokesperson for Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs advised CNBC that foreign oil tankers attempting to pass through the Strait of Hormuz must be very careful. And this was Trump's statement here. If Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil with the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. Additionally, we'll take out easily destroyable targets that will make it virtually impossible for Iran to ever build back as a nation again. Death, fire, and fury will rain upon them. Oh my God. Oh my God. How in the world? How in the world is he getting away with saying this crap? As an American, I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. He can just say death, fire, and fury. So here's the thing. As soon as Iran says death, fire, and fury to us, then all of a sudden we go completely ballistic. And then like we can say it to them and they're just expected to take it. We impose rules that we don't even live by. That's the thing. Like this, I'm so tired of this crap. I hope that you are too. We as Americans deserve way better than this sociopathic madman. Like, we deserve a leader who actually cares about us, doesn't put us in harm's way by preemptively just bombing another country. What is going on here? This insanity needs to stop. I don't care if you are gay or straight, Republican or Democrat, white or black, or if you like pineapple on pizza or not. This crap is irritating and it needs to stop. This mad timeline that we are in needs to end. Why? Why have we decided to live amongst this crap? Seriously. So it's called the First Amendment. Okay, you do have the right to say something. Sure, you have the right to call me, nasty slurs. Fine. But as my mom would always say, just because you can do something or you can say something doesn't mean you should. That's another thing. Just because Trump can do something, just because he has the ability to bomb another country preemptively, indiscriminately, doesn't mean that he should. Just because you have the freedom to call me a nasty slur doesn't mean you should. And you're like, but I can. Okay, you can. But then as soon as people respond back and be like, you're a jerk, you're an asshole, you're being obnoxious, you need to stop, you have no morality, then you're like, oh my God, it's just the First Amendment. So you have the First Amendment, and then as soon as we address you for being a jerk, then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, you can't do that. God, I'm so over it. So over it. There's no getting through to those people, by the way. And then he goes on, but I hope and pray that does not happen. The death, fire, and fury part. He's like, I will do it, but I pray that doesn't happen. When you pray, meaning you are leaving your trust and your faith in God. So, except the thing is, you are praying that doesn't happen, but it's by your actions alone that would stop it. This is a gift from the United States to China and all of those nations that heavily rely on the use of the Hormuz Strait. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. So we're giving a gift to China? I thought we were being tough on China. So we're giving them a gift? I just truly don't understand. I truly don't understand. Anyway, what is going on here? This man cannot make up his mind. The price of crude oil surged past $100 a barrel on Sunday, March 8th, its highest since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. By the end of the day, Monday, at the market's close, prices fell under $90 after Trump told CBS News that the war is very complete. Interesting. You're making me look bad for my piss poor decision. Stop or I'll bomb more schools. Yeah, that's true. Trump is unstable and nuts. The world's most powerful military is run by a madman. Yeah. A gift to China, says the guy who claimed that nobody has been tougher on China than him. Yeah, that's another thing. What? Most presidents conduct wars in the Situation Room and through the State Department. Trump conducts his via Truth Social, via social media. He's an idiot. Death, fire, and fury, says the peace president. Yeah. He's like, the only peace I know is a piece of chocolate. That's the one I know. So let me just give you all a quick little summary here. The war is apparently over, very much complete, but that if Iran tries anything cute, we will hit them 20 times harder, death, fire, and fury, and then says short term. This is only going to be a short-term war. But we have the right to then escalate tensions if we want to. So what is going on here? This man, is like a pinball. He just goes bing, 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 bing. He is all over the place. He has no idea what the word consistency means. He has no idea what ideology means. He has no idea about stability. There is no consistency whatsoever with this man. So short term, Trump tells Republican retreat, Iran excursion will be quick. All right, that's a quick turnaround from earlier, literally over the weekend. But nevertheless, let me address it. President Donald Trump told congressional Republicans gathered for their annual retreat Monday that Iran will be a short-term excursion for the U.S. military. The retreat was held at Trump's golf course in Doral, Florida, and was expected to be followed by a Trump press conference. I think we had the best first year of any president ever, and that includes you. You made it happen, Trump told the audience to applause. So with your help and your hard work, we're making America great again. We're doing it so much faster than we thought. It's better and stronger, faster than ever, and our country is doing really well. I mean, at a level that nobody thought. So, hold on. What's really making us so great? I mean, that could be a whole nother subject for another live, but does indiscriminately bombing another country over half-baked intelligence about nuclear weapons, does that make us great? Does it make us great when we stir the pot and abduct leaders of other countries? Are we great when we threaten Canada and say we're going to make it the 51st state? Are we great when we cut off USAID, but then also Medicaid and food stamps to low-income people? Are we great when we have ICE thugs going through the streets just terrorizing everyone that's in their way, including American citizens? Are we great when people are struggling living paycheck to paycheck even more? Oh, so we're great now because you claim that we're great. I just don't. Also, quick little thing. Gay fixation from all the poorly educated in the chat. Very, very true. It's creepy and weird. Let me just pause here for just a second. It is creepy and weird, the amount of fixation that you weird trolls have about my sexuality. You think about me being gay more than I think about me being gay. That has nothing to do with the live stream. Yet, because you think that it's somehow an own, somehow, oh, this is a pain point, let me just stick it to this guy over the internet. Dude, my sexuality has no relevance to this conversation, yet somehow that's all you can focus on. It's almost as if you have a crush on me, which, I mean, I'm flattered. But like, dude, you're like, let me own this guy. It's really embarrassing for you. Take this as your moment to reflect. You're rage typing, talking about someone else's sexuality that you don't even know on the internet, and then somehow you think that you're owning someone else. It's creepy and weird. Do something better with your time. Imagine if I were to be as obsessed about someone else's sexuality by rage typing online. You'd be like, that's weird. So then you do it and all of a sudden it's normal? Literally so many trolls that are part of MAGA, you don't have self-awareness. You don't understand that you are exactly what you're supposedly against. Like, it is blasphemous to me. But also at the same time, I will say that I've been in your shoes. I was raised as a MAGA Republican. So I get it. You indiscriminately will just say things for the sake of it because you think that it's funny. Right, and as my mother would always say, just because you can say something doesn't mean you should. Anyway, that's my old Southern tradition hospitality speaking. But nevertheless, going back to this, short term, Trump tells Republicans that Iran will be a quick little excursion. Well, that kind of contradicts exactly what your Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, Kegsbreath, says. So over the weekend, Pete Hegseth tells 60 Minutes the Trump administration reserves the right to put boots on the ground in Iran. We're willing to go as far as we need. Okay, wait, pre-K pause. So Trump is basically saying short term, this war isn't going to last long. We're going to blow them to smithereens. We're going to take them all out. And then his defense secretary is like, we're willing to go as far as we need to. We're willing to go as far as we need to, even if that means boots on the ground. You know, this excursion will be quick, but we're deploying people. Like, what? Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said he and the president are willing to go as far as we need to go to knock out Iran's theocratic regime. And that includes sending American troops, and if that includes sending American troops to Iran if necessary. He told 60 Minutes on Sunday, quote, "We reserve the right. We would be completely unwise if we did not reserve the right to take any particular option, whether it includes boots on the ground or no boots on the ground." This all coming from a ticket that apparently ran on not being interventionist, which I agreed with them on. Now you're like, well, why didn't you then vote for him? Are you kidding? Trump is a known prolific liar. You thought I believed him on that? No! I swear, I swallow air when I do these live streams. Hegseth said in a press conference that the press had been pushing for answers on for how long Operation Epic Fury will last. I cannot read. He said it would be unwise to publicly share every detail of the administration's plan, but that the ultimate goal is to make sure their nuclear ambitions are wiped out. Oh, did he learn? Did he learn? Remember when Pete Hegseth basically sent and attached a whole slew of war plans in a Signal group chat out to the press and reporters and all that stuff? He basically just sent it like, war plans, mass send all. Click. Lol. People ask, boots on the ground? No boots on the ground? 4 weeks? 2 weeks? Go in? President Trump knows. I know. You don't tell the enemy. You don't tell the press. You don't tell anybody what your limits would be on an operation. Okay, so with all this being said, let me summarize. The war is over pretty much, according to Trump. The war is over. If you didn't hear, the war is over pretty much. Though, if Iran tries anything cute, we're going to completely take out everything, and we're going to hit them back 20 times harder if it restricts the flow of oil going out to the world. But then also, this is only a short-term excursion, but that we also have the right to hit them 20 times harder, and we're willing to go as far as we need. Have you ever seen the meme where like the person's going around and they're like, that's how I'm feeling? Have you seen that meme? Like, it's how I'm feeling with the way that they're just going around and just contradicting each other. But this might sum it all up. Trump brags that no other president can do some of the crap, SH expletive, I'm doing. No other president can do some of the crap that I'm doing. Some say they could, some say they couldn't, some wanted to, some didn't want to, and only I can get it done, and only I reign supreme. I, President Donald John Trump, I'm the only one who can get it done because I brainwash my supporters to just be steals that clap at everything that I say. They love me. They buy lots of shirts, lots of shoes, lots of socks, lots of signs, lots of cardboard cutouts of me for their living room, and then they claim that somehow other people are in a cult. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So Trump basically says that no other president can do some of the crap that he's doing. The line came as Trump ratted off a series of his own accomplishments to lawmakers during their annual retreat, the Republican Issues Conference at his golf club in Doral, Florida. Trump specifically touted his most favored nation drug pricing deals with more than a dozen pharmaceutical companies meant to slash the cost of popular prescription drugs in the U.S. That's something I want to investigate further because I truly don't know about too much of that. Nevertheless, he said, I don't want to brag, but they've said a lot of things. No other president could do some of the crap that I'm doing. The things I'm doing, no one else was going to do it. They say all the time, you say all the time, sir, how could you do this? You're the only one who can do it. God, what a narcissistic freak. And so, it's like, no other president can do some of the crap that I'm doing. Fact check, true. Because other presidents would be stopped. But the reason why Trump gets away with it is because his followers are in a cult. They don't care about what the Constitution says. They don't care about the rule of law. They don't care about morality or humanity or empathy. All they care about is trying to own the libs by appeasing this whiny billionaire, and they somehow think that makes them alpha superior men, including faceless commenters who come in here and think that they're all tough. Dude. Examples include, doing the big R word to little girls, threatening those little girls, and unaliving hundreds of little girls. The key word here is SH expletive. Incredible. For once, the whole world agrees with Trump. No other president would do this. And compares him to Bush back in 2001 with the mission accomplished. This year, or the year is 2001. You're a U.S. American citizen, and you cannot believe the dumbest man in the world is taking you to a war in the Middle East. And then flash forward to 2026. The year is 2026. You're a U.S. American citizen, and you cannot believe you were wrong. There is, in fact, an even dumber man. Yeah, America is tired of this crap. You can say it. Also, I found this to be hilarious. In the same press conference, Mike Johnson, the biggest C-U-C-K I've ever met, said he is the most that's my Trump voice. He is the most active president, the most energized president, the most successful president. And part of it is because he doesn't sleep. Thankfully, he doesn't require a lot of sleep. Yeah, it also looks like he hasn't slept. It also looks like he hasn't slept. This man is aging like milk in the sun. Ugh. Okay, that blood clot really needs to work faster. Oh, come through, little blood clot, come through. Yeah, this man is aging like milk in the sun. And then here's another thing. Trump asked point blank, how many American deaths are you willing to accept in this Iran war? And let me continue with this story. During his Monday evening press conference at his Trump National Doral Resort in Florida, President Donald Trump was asked point blank how many American deaths he would be willing to accept in this ongoing war with Iran. Trump took questions from reporters following a series of remarks in which he announced the U.S. military operations in Iran are ahead of his administration's initial timeline, and proclaimed his preference for U.S. favorable internal and eternal leadership in Iran. Did he mean internal and external? I don't know. As of today, there have been that's what a reporter said. As of today, there have been 8 U.S. military fatalities associated with the war in Iran, the off-camera reporter said in framing what would be the concluding question at the press conference. How many American deaths are you willing to accept or have in this war? And this is what Trump says in response. Well, I've said this before. When you have conflicts like this, you will always have casualties. Always have casualties. I was at Dover yesterday. I met the parents, and they were unbelievable people. They were unbelievable people, but they had one thing in common. They said to me one thing, every single one, finish the job, sir. Please finish the job, and I'll leave you with that. Forgive me if I have a hard time accepting this from Trump. Forgive me if I have a really difficult time I would rather have the parents speak for themselves in the media. I'd love to know if this is what was actually said, because I strongly doubt that they would say that. I strongly doubt. But nevertheless, you can see here, this, a lot of people were saying the same thing. I bet they never said that. And tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. When the president would see caskets of dead service members, he would immediately be the type of person that would be like, look at these drapes. I mean, for heaven's sake, when Charlie Kirk was slain, immediately he was asked about his friend, Charlie Kirk, and he said, look, the trucks are coming in from my ballroom. It's not inconceivable, and in fact, pretty much proven that this would be his response at this scene. So I'll take crap that never happened, Alex, for 500. Finish the job, sir. Please finish the job. Announcer. The next day. The loss of a life is never a job to finish. Prioritizing rhetoric over the 8 American lives already lost in this conflict is a failure of leadership. We need a path to peace, not an endless cycle of escalation. That didn't happen so hard, it unhappened other things that actually happened. And all of this being said, this gets close to the cherry on top. So, in addition to all of this, the war is over, pretty much complete, and then him saying that we have the right to hit back 20 times harder, and then say, but this is going to be a short-term excursion. But then his own defense secretary says, we have the right to do boots on the ground in Iran. We have the right to do every single option here. And then when asked about how many lives you're willing to sacrifice, he then just says, they told me just to finish the job. Somehow I find that hard to believe. And now, in another press conference, another reporter asked a really good follow-up question and said, why are you the only person saying this? Reporter asked Trump about dubious claim that Iran bombed its own school. Yesterday we talked about this. You all know that there was a girls' school that was hit by a U.S. missile that unalived a whole bunch of 160 plus young school children, mostly girls. And whether it was intended as the target or a misfire, it hit that school, and it was awful. And it concerned a lot of people in the United States, me included. If you want to take out Iran's military, that's one thing, but to then misfire or even purposely fire and unalive innocent children in that country is just sad. And also, it gives them even more firepower to then have more hatred towards the United States. Look, as soon as we do something like that bad, it gives Iran another reason to justifiably not like us. And then all of a sudden, we're like, well, why do they hate us? Because we unalived their kids. It's pretty common sense. So President Donald Trump was asked by a reporter on Monday why he's the only one who is insisting that it was an Iranian missile that hit the elementary school that unalived 160 plus children in the southern part of Iran. The US and Israel began bombing Iran last weekend in a campaign that Trump said could last at least a month. Among the first structures hit was a girls' elementary school in Minab. On Thursday, Reuters reported that U.S. investigation believed it was likely a U.S. military or U.S. fired missile that hit the school. At least 175 people, were unalived, most of them young girls. A New York Times report, meanwhile, concluded that a Tomahawk missile hit the school and that the projectile was likely launched by the United States. Nevertheless, neither Iran nor Israel is believed to possess Tomahawk missiles. And let me also just point out here, very, very quickly, that only 5 countries in the world possess Tomahawk missiles: America, the United Kingdom, Australia, Japan, and the Netherlands. Among these, which one fired the missile that tragically unalived over 150 little girls in an elementary school in Iran? Asked to Grok. Grok responds, evidence from the geolocated video, and we talked about this yesterday, missile fragments, an expert review, shows it was a U.S. Tomahawk missile that struck the naval base adjacent to the girls' school. So it did hit some part of the military, but also hit the girls' school. Now, all that being said, this reporter then asks, so, sir, why are you the only person saying that it was Iran that did this? It was Iran that did this. And so Trump responds back, well, I haven't seen it. And I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries. You know that, and whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, they wish they had more, but whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a Tomahawk is very generic. It's sold to other countries, but that's being investigated right now. It's like, okay, hold on, what? So you are claiming that it was Iran that fired this own missile against their own kids, and then you say, when questioned about it, why are you the only one saying it? Well, I haven't seen it. That's not a defense. How in the world can you make a claim if you have no evidence of it, if you haven't seen it? See, this is the thing. This is the guy that y'all morons, you MAGA people, are supporting. Someone who just makes crap up. Doesn't need any evidence, science, statistics, facts, or any objective reporting. He just makes stuff up, and you lap it up like dogs thinking that it's somehow true. Why? So you can maintain your identity as being a Trump supporter so that you can make liberals cry? Dude, objective reality is against you, and you've made your whole identity, your calling in life, to be one of these people that sides with the whiny billionaire who cannot make up his own damn mind. And somehow you think that's being a tough guy. I don't understand, and I'm not going to get through to people who have the inability to listen, so I'm not going to keep trying and keep going. The fact that when asked about it, Trump says, well, I haven't seen it, and I will say the Tomahawk is used by other countries, you know that, and whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, that's not true. Iran is not known to have Tomahawk missiles. Neither Israel nor Iran have Tomahawk missiles. Nevertheless, that is what is said. You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a Tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first days of war. Why are you the only person saying this? And then Trump said, I just don't know enough about it. First, he floats conspiracy. Then he admits to not knowing anything about it. That's the whole presidency in one exchange. That's really the whole presidency in one exchange. It doesn't need to make sense. But this, oh my God. Okay. This is actually the craziest moment, and this has been underreported. If there's any moment in the live stream that really needs some attention, it's this one right here. So Trump also received a question at one of his press conferences yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. And the question was, you said the war is very much complete, but your defense secretary says, this is just the beginning. So which is it? And then Trump says, you could say both. What? How in the world? This man is president of the United States, y'all. How in the world You said the war is very much complete, but your defense secretary says that this is just the beginning. So which is it? Trump says you could say both. Does he not understand what the word complete means? Complete means done, finished, kaput, put to rest. Beginning means starting something else. How can someone simultaneously have started and finished the same project at the same time? If I am designing a piece of artwork, how is it that I can be at the first stroke and the final stroke at the same time? Like, what? This man. Someone said, Scott, read my comment. I don't know. I don't know you. I haven't seen you in here, so I'm not sure if I can trust you yet. But dude, like, what in the world? Imagine if Biden had said this. Imagine if Biden had said this and said, look, Jack, look, it can be both. Sorry, my Biden impression sucks. Imagine if Biden was asked this question, pretend he indiscriminately just bombed Iran, and his defense secretary said it was only the beginning. Biden then said in this hypothetical example that the war was complete. And then when asked about it, Biden said, look, Jack, it could be both. And it's so funny because there are these people that somehow think that, like, me calling out, highlighting the inconsistencies in their logic, they somehow think that I'm the weird one. The rest of the world is looking at America and shaking their head in secondhand embarrassment. In secondhand embarrassment. And it's like, it's just the beginning of a forever war that is also basically over. We're practically finished and also only getting started. The thing is basically done and also might never end. I don't know what else to say. He's playing the market for fools. Trump is making a mockery out of our societies. Words no longer have meaning. I make a stupid decision. Something really bad happens. I convince my followers that the problem is somehow magically solved. I reverse my stupid decision. That's where we are stuck as America. That's where we are stuck. I have no other words. No other words. There are people who actually think this is a good response. MAGA is proof that we need to invest a lot more in education. And I saw this as a response, and it was, Trump doesn't know if the war is ending or just beginning. And he's the one running it. That's so true! Trump's like, I don't know if it's ending. I said it was ending, but then it could only be the beginning. We might come back 20 times harder. You know, some say that we need to finish it, go all the way through. You know, my defense secretary said it's only the beginning, so maybe it is only the beginning. Maybe we have the right. We have the right to maybe launch more missiles, launch more bombs, you know, maybe put boots on the ground. No, some people say that's unpopular, but it's important, you know, we gotta take out their military. We have taken out their military, we've taken it all out, you know, we're not finished, we might hit them 20 times harder. Death, fire, and fury for all in Iran, you know, they must be taught a lesson, but it's over. We won. We finished it. You know, we have done whatever we needed to, and it's all basically kaput. But this is also just the beginning. Like, it reminds me of that meme of that person that's like trying to go in all these different directions, and they're like, "Where do I go?" That's how America is right now. Oh, I see a super chat. C-Bar. Thank you. Thanks for the news. 12-hour workdays make it hard to find condensed news that I can trust. You're the best. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, C-Bar. I really do. C-Bar is a good friend of the live and has been a part of the community for... voice crack. Has been a part of the community for the last 4 years or so. Yeah. So C-Bar, you're awesome. I'm sending you lots of love to you and your hubby. Y'all are awesome. I really appreciate you. I really do. That's actually a decent Trump impression. Yes! Yes! My Trump impression, one of the best. You'll never see another impression better than mine. Actually, you might, but some people say probably not. Some people say that Scott Johnson adds a little bit of whimsy, a little bit of gay, a little bit of sparkle. He makes it a little bit more woke. Who knows? Some say that it's the best. A lot of people like my Trump impression because they think it's funny. And, I have little hands too. Especially when I do the little hands. The hands. These hands might be small, but they do big things. Big things. Huge. Huge. I can finger right at you. Say and gog, gog, gog. I agree, Scott is the best. Yeah. And so I saw this in response to Trump basically saying that the war has begun, but then it's also over. And it was, come on, little blood clot, feel free to travel. Feel free to travel. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And I also liked this post. I may be an idiot, but the real idiots believe everything that I say. Facts. Facts. Anyway, that is pretty much the show today. I appreciate all of you for being here. I need to get going. I need to get on with my day because I have to get to work. Shout out to my amazing moderators in here. So the whole crux of the live, if you want a quick little summary, is I have no idea. I have no idea. Is this war stopping? Is it continuing? Trump doesn't even know. Trump has no idea. You said the war is very complete, but your defense secretary says it's just the beginning. So which is it? A question asked from a reporter at a press conference literally yesterday. Trump responds, you could say both. The madman does not even know what he wants. He brags about being able to do crap that no one else can. We, the United States, are being used as leverage for this guy's maniacal, weird plot and agenda. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about any of you. Not even his supporters. All he cares about is doing whatever he wants. And if that means that American citizens get caught in a backdraft, so be it. And I'm sorry, but I don't think that we should allow that kind of behavior. I don't think that kind of behavior is something we want kids to admire or try to be when they grow up. It's just crazy. So anyway, thanks for the laugh, Scott. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Shield of God. Okay, so you're a good one. I appreciate that. Sorry I missed your comment. Sometimes I don't know if people are friend or foe. And so when they say, read my comment, sometimes they're like trying to make me read out something that's like a slur or something like that. And I'm like, no. So I appreciate you saying that. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Yeah. See you next show. Oh, thank you. If you enjoyed this live stream, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. I work super, super hard to do these live streams, to bring you information. You don't have to agree with my opinions. You don't have to agree with my analysis. But there's also a part of it where I'm just trying to give you the information and the facts. If you and I are looking at the same stuff and come to different conclusions, then fine. Great work. I'll tell you you're wrong. But what's not up for debate are the objective, raw, factual data, science, statistics, facts, and statements. That if that's what is said, that is what has been said. It's not like, oh, he didn't say that. No. Did you say it or did you not? Like, there is objective, measurable data, science, objective fact. If you and I come to different opinion, analysis, conclusion about what that means or what's important or what needs to happen next, okay, fine. But what's so dangerous about this moment in history is that there are people that somehow prefer alternative versions of events and somehow then have the audacity to claim that other people are the delusional, weird people. I'm sorry, but no, we're not going to tolerate that. That's crap. So anyway, that's what my whole platform is about, encouraging empathy and critical thinking. So please make sure to smash that subscribe button if you appreciate that. And I love all of you. Shout out to my amazing moderators. I don't know if we really had many in here today, but that all being said, my mods are amazing in making sure the space is, I don't think we had any in here. Do we have any in here? I appreciate all of you, even if you don't like me. So anyway, I appreciate all of you so much. Just remember that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are valid, you are strong, and you are fierce. Don't let anyone or anything or any algorithm ever dim your shine. I love all of you so much. Bye!